Hi you guys, it's Yao. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I want to share with you guys some of my go-to reading and book related apps. And I'm actually really excited for this video. There's one app in particular that I really want to be talking about, and it's going to be the first app that I talk about. So yeah, and the other apps are my go-tos as well, but they're more heard of and I'm a little less excited to talk about those. But without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. So the reason why I'll still be talking about the ones that I'm not as excited to talk about is I think they'll be really helpful for you guys if you haven't heard of them before. I find that they make my reading and book life a lot more convenient. Yeah, so that's all. Some of the best stories I've read before have been from the Webtoons app. I might make a video just giving out webtoon recommendations, so stay tuned for that. It's my go-to app whenever I have a long day at school and I just want to read something really immersive in a fictional world, but I also don't want to pick up a book because getting through like a book when I'm tired is just the worst for me. Like, I don't want to do it. It doesn't feel enjoyable anymore. So Webtoons is just perfect to have a feeling of reading, but it's like a little less intense, a little less challenging because it's just like reading a webcomic. That's why I think this app is great if you have a short attention span and you struggle to get through books, but you still want to be a reader. If that's you, start with this app. It'll get you into reading. So now let's get a little bit into the technicalities of it. How does it work? What are the flaws of it? Okay, so when you open the app interface, it'll bring you to a screen where there's a bunch of webcomic selections. You can click on as many as you would like, and then you will hit subscribe on like the upper right-hand corner if you want to keep reading from the comic. So the thing about these comics is some of them have daily passes. So what daily passes are is what they sound like. You can only read one like chapter of the comic per day, so it will take you a while to get through a comic, and if you want to read more then you have to use coins, which is actual money. So yeah, some of the comics do not require you to use daily passes and you can just read as much as you want. Those are amazing, but that's kind of the annoying side of Webtoons, is that they do have the daily passes, so it can be inconvenient to just get through a comic that you like. On the other hand, though, you can subscribe to a bunch and just read them whenever they update, so it's not that big of a deal. Unless you just want to read it all at once, then I guess it is a big deal. So next up is Goodreads, and I know this is an app that most of you guys have probably already heard of, but I'm just going to talk about it in case you haven't. Goodreads is essentially a reading tracker, but also has a community aspect where you can leave reviews and read the reviews that other people write. There are also book clubs on there. Personally, not a part of any, but I know that's on there if you're interested. The reading tracker in Goodreads is really basic, but also really easy to use and approachable, so it's not going to be something that's like too complicated. The main reason I use it is because it really motivates me to see how many books I've read and just track my overall progress. So I think it's really great for that reason. If you need that little boost, like the little motivation to read more. Yeah. Tracking your reading is great for that, and this app makes it really convenient. There are a lot of complaints and jokes about Goodreads, mostly on the fact that like the interface of the app seems like it hasn't been updated in a long time, and then also people are upset about the fact that you can't give quarter or half-star ratings. I think that these complaints / suggestions are valid. Yeah, but I like this app a lot because of the reading tracking, and I like to see the reviews of what people think on it as well. Sometimes I like going to book blind, but it's also nice just to see like what others think and read like their detailed thoughts about a book. Yeah, kind of in a similar vein, Storygraph is another reading tracking app. This one seems to be more popular among readers who track their reading, slightly more liked than Goodreads. A couple of reasons why people like this app. Number one, you can give quarter or half-star ratings. I think readers who like to give more nuanced, possibly more accurate reviews, they like this about it. Number two, the interface of the app itself is more modern, and it's probably more modern than Goodreads, which might look a little tacky or old to some readers. And then number three is that you can check your reading stats And it gives like very detailed reading stats, like how many pages you read, your average star rating, what genres are your most read genres, and it gives you these stats for month and year. One thing super cool about this app is when you first download it, you can link your Goodreads profile. Like you can insert that link into Storygraph and it will basically like transfer all your reading data from Goodreads into Storygraph, and then it will like compute that all into its system, and then it will like show you all the same stuff that you've been tracking in Goodreads. Yeah, that's a super cool aspect about it. I'd say if you don't really care about the social or community aspect of like reading, which is totally fine, then this app might be more of your thing than Goodreads. I use both of them, but this app might be more of your thing if you would just prefer to just only focus on tracking reading. Some of the reasons why I feel like this app is more for you if you like to focus on the more individual aspect of reading is this app like has a very impersonal feeling about it. And what I mean by that is like even the area where you leave the reviews, you can't see like the profile picture, you can only see the profile name. Also, this app has probably less users than Goodreads because Goodreads is just like more mainstream than this app, even though this app is more well liked than Goodreads from my observations. So it might give that more, I don't know, like, I don't know how to describe it, more like introverted feeling of using it because there's not as many people on it, like a smaller community. Okay, last but not least is Libby. So Libby will be an amazing app for you if you like to listen to audiobooks. So Libby has like free audiobooks and free ebooks as well. Let me explain a little bit more about it. Libby is an app that connects you to your public library. It's like a virtual library, basically. You can read ebooks and listen to audiobooks for free, as I've already mentioned, but you have to return them in 21 days. If you want to read a book that's check out, then you do the same thing that you do if you want to borrow a book in person from the library. You place a hold and you're basically in line to read the book. Libby is probably a great fit for you if you live far away from your library, you just don't want to go in person all the time. Even if those things are not true, it still is probably a great app to be using. So 2 cool things about Libby. Number 1, you can read and listen to the books, ebooks and audiobooks. Ebooks and audiobooks offline. So you don't need to be connected to Wi-Fi or data. At least for me, I've been able to use like ebooks and audiobooks that I've checked out offline. So that's pretty cool. Second thing is if you have Kindle, you can download a book from Libby and then like upload it onto your Kindle. You can literally read library books on your Kindle and you don't have to even pay or buy the book. It's just like the same experience as like reading a book that you bought for your Kindle. Libby also has a new releases section, which you can check out. Most of the time, I actually don't really like what they have in this section, but occasionally I'll find something that is up my alley. Last thing, if I didn't already mention it to you guys, which I don't think I did, all of these apps are free. Okay, you guys, those are all my book and reading recommendations. If you guys have any reading and book app recommendations, if you guys have any, feel free to comment them down below. So yeah, this video really put me in the mood / gave me the idea to do like webtoon recommendations, which I'm really excited about. So I might make a video like that later. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Send you guys so much love and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.